If it was possible for one man to move towards greatness, it was possible for everybody. Nothing hurts the small man more than seeing a great man in his vicinity or a small man trying to move towards greatness. It's an utter insult. Smallness is justified by numbers. The moment even one person defies smallness and moves towards greatness unreasonably, there is commotion in the crowd of the small ones. They feel humiliated because the conclusion is so obvious. If it was possible for one man to move towards greatness, it was possible for everybody. They get hurt because of their own insistence on remaining small. Why do you want to blame yourself? In fact, that which makes you blame yourself is the smallness present in you. If you move towards greatness or aspire for it, and that hurts people around you, that only means that the people around you are insistent on remaining small. Further, it also means that the people around you do not love you at all. Not only do they not love you, they are actually actively vicious towards you. In love, you want the best for the other one, right? Without caring for yourself. And if someone close to you is moving towards liberation and you start feeling hurt or shedding tears, then it only means that you are probably that person's worst enemy. Who else can be called an enemy? The one who wants to keep you in bondage. You move towards freedom and somebody says, "Oh, you are hurting my expectations." Then don't you want to investigate that fellow's expectations? What is he expecting? That you should remain in bondage. That's why when you move towards freedom, he says, "You just broke my heart, sweetie. I wanted you to remain in the cage." You want to honor such an expectation? You move towards freedom and somebody starts feeling annoyed. Now, don't you know everything about that person? What do you know about that person? He's a lover of cages. He's dangerous for himself and for everybody else. On the other hand, if you proceed to encage yourself and somebody comes to stop you with determination, what does that tell you about that person? He's a lover of freedom. You require no more information. Get rid of this business of taking care, avoiding hurt and all that. All that is just popular culture. All that is Facebook spirituality. Facebook spirituality says the greatest religion is to not to hurt others. Just Google it. You'll find a million responses. What is the greatest religion? To not to hurt others. So why prevent the thief from stealing? The beggar would be hurt. Why prevent the rapist from raping? He'll be deeply hurt down there. But there are many who follow this cult. Don't hurt. In fact, if they are hurt, they will accuse you as if you have committed sacrilege. You just hurt me. From where do we gather these diamond ethics? You must take care of me. In what way? Help me remaining small. I'm speaking as a child does, as a kid does. Because this littleness is a sign of kiddishness, immaturity. You're trying to protect that which deserves to be thrown away. Do not be a sissy. Do not just keep saying, oh, I get hurt. I need to be handled with kid gloves. Have you seen those boxes? On top of them, it's written, fragile, handle with care. Are you that box? And what is it that you're protecting? Nonsense inside. What is inside that box? Nonsense. Nonsense that has outlived itself. Nonsense that deserves to be broken and directed to the waste bin. If there is one fellow who is a bigger culprit than the fellow who gets easily hurt, it is the one who avoids hurting the one who gets easily hurt. In fact, we care more for the ones who get more easily hurt, don't we? It's a strange upended logic. Oh, this fellow, he is thick-skinned, jolly and fine. You go and slap him, he minds not. Oh, that one who is very touchy, be careful. Offer him all the goodies, offer him respect, offer him care. He might feel bad, Display your best manners when you are with him. He might just feel offended. Don't we do all this, please? But we thought this is a spiritual session. And in spirituality, you are supposed to be nice and loving and caring. And you are supposed to say good things to each other. You are supposed to make each other feel happy. Why are you being so cruel? Isn't love about calling the cauliflower as the rose flower? I do that daily. Each of us deserves to be the highest that he can be. Each of us deserves to be liberated from our mean concept of ourselves. That alone is the definition of care. If you care for someone, then don't let them remain what they are. So I'm saying, if you care for someone, don't let them remain what they are. Rather, to make things cleaner, don't let them remain what they pretend to be. Or don't let them remain what they have become. That is the genuine meaning of care.